Hey guys, today we are going over the brand new Square register that we just got in. Basically, it's an alternative to the existing Square stand, which you guys may be familiar with. That is the white Square stand that swivels around and houses an iPad. Square came out with their own dedicated tablet that is an Android tablet, and it is solely for the purpose of running the Square point of sale software. So you can't go, on the internet, you can't play music through it and things like that, which may be a consideration for you guys. It definitely was a consideration for me. For the music, it will be run off a separate system, and I will not be relying on the tablet for any music or any other purposes. I'm not going to go too deep into the benefits of this versus the Square stand. That will be in a separate video, but this video is more concentrated on the unboxing part and letting you guys see how it comes right out of the box. I started with the smallest box, working up to the largest. So the smallest box contained the first item, which was the barcode scanner. This one is a USB compatible barcode scanner, which means you can plug it directly into the dock. If you guys would like to see what barcode scanners are compatible with the Square Register system, do a Google search for compatible barcode scanners with the Square Register and you're sure to find your answer. And there are more than a few from different companies, and there's even a wireless one if you did want to go the Bluetooth route. It also did come with a stand for the barcode scanner, which is useful for people who would like to have a hands-free operation. I'm most likely not going to use this. Reason is because it just adds a little bulk to the setup. It adds an eyesore to the setup. I really want to keep the POS system and counter looking as clean and minimalist as possible, following the rest of the brand strategy. The next box was the receipt printer paper. So that was the receipt printer paper. Pretty simple and nothing major there. Just regular thermal printer paper. I found out which one works with it by just the recommended products below the receipt printer. There was a recommended item there, and I bought a 10-pack of the printer paper. Next up was the register. So this is pretty simple. Nothing fancy here, guys. Just your average everyday cash register, and we'll dive deeper into that later. So the third biggest box was the Square Register system, and this is what we've been waiting for. Obviously, it's the biggest, best part of it all, and pretty much the brains of the operation. Upon unboxing this, guys, you can definitely see Square's attention to detail and the way they present themselves in the market. And this is why they're one of the industry leaders. You could just tell by the design of the packaging that these guys take their product seriously, and it's a Apple-esque experience. On one side of the box, they highlight the functionality of the dual-facing display, and this is one of the biggest selling points for the Square Register. Now, previously with the iPad swivel stand, you would have to swivel the stand around for the customer to either sign or choose their receipt or enter in their email for loyalty. Now with this Square Register, it has made it easier and simpler for the customer as well as the merchant to not have to swivel that iPad around, yet there is a screen facing the customer at all times. And this is really great as well because it does list out every single item as well as the tax and the total for the customer in a very simple display. And so a lot of times customers do want to see that you added the items correctly, that they're not being overcharged, and they do like to see the total just to calculate change and to be reminded of how much they're spending. This also does the justice of cutting down the time that it takes to ring someone up. And the reason this is because the card reader is directly on the customer-facing display, and that means that you have more time to ring up other people, and that means that you have the ability to increase sales. The back of this box highlights more of the features of this POS system, including that it can take payments all types, that is cash, card, or mobile payments. You never want to create friction with the customer and make it harder for them to give you their money. The next thing it highlights is tools to grow your business, and as I was speaking, this pertains to the back end of Square, which is very, very powerful. I can tell you that firsthand, from things like the dashboard and sales tracking to loyalty and marketing. It's very, very wide in terms of what you can use this system for. The last point on the box that's highlighted is the security and reliability. Obviously, they take big precautions in making sure the payments are secure and the data of the credit card and the info is very secure and locked up by Square. So those are just a couple of the highlights of this point of sale system. So next I started to unbox the Square Register. First of all, you take off the sleeve that it comes off and then when you open it, you are greeted to a wonderful, beautiful tablet, and you see it just laying there. As you see, it is a beautiful design, both the packaging and just the tablet itself. So as you see, everything is laid out very neatly and nicely, and very secure. You have the tablet. You also have on the side a slim box with the various accessories and tools that you will need to set this Square Register up. And so inside the accessory box are things like power adapters, USB cables, also a mounting plate as well, and mounting screws. Of course, that's for if you'd like to mount the system onto your table or counter. Also included in the accessory box is a pamphlet or booklet that shows you basically the getting started steps to getting the Square Register hooked up. The Square Register was designed to look as if it was floating, and that's really solidified when you attach the customer display to the back of the register, because the screen really masks the stand that the register is on, and it very much does look like it is floating, and it's a very minimalist approach, which is really, really nice in terms of enhancing the aesthetic of your store and your register checkout area. As you can see, the unboxing experience and the aesthetic overall is fantastic. Square has done a great job at making the system look very good and making the unboxing experience truly special for those who get it. So very excited to get this set up. We'll see that in the next video, guys, and I will talk to you soon. Peace.